What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man, Chaz Ellis, once again, answering the questions that you ask me. One of the biggest questions that I get from people is, what are some of the biggest don'ts in a relationship? What are some of the biggest mistakes that people make, that I should avoid? Well, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make when I talk to them in consultations, quick questions, one of the biggest things I see people doing is faking it. Get your mind out the gutter. I'm not talking about that. When I say faking it, I'm talking about trying to pretend to be somebody that they're not. A lot of times we try to pretend to be who we think other people want us to be. We try to pretend to be someone who we think is going to attract whoever it is that we're looking for or whatever our ideal person is. Now, when we were children, when you're 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, whatever, you're automatically the most authentic version of yourself. Reason why is because you don't know to be anything else. No one's ever told you not to be who you are. No one ever really told you that there was something wrong with you. But middle school, high school goes by, sometimes college, whatever, you start getting rejected by people. People start kind of picking stuff out about you and telling you that things are wrong. And when that happens, a lot of times, you may elect to be someone else. You try to be what people want you to be a little bit more every day until you kind of start becoming someone else. Now, the thing about it is, when we take the rejections initially, we don't realize that people aren't rejecting the best version of who we really are. Because it takes time to be the best version of yourself. It takes years to become the best version of yourself. And you're not going to do that in middle school or in high school. It takes a lot longer than that. But instead of becoming the best version of ourselves and who we really are, we kind of abandon ship a lot of times and start trying to be who we think people want us to be. But we can never be the best version of someone else. You can only be the best version of yourself. You can imitate someone else, but you can never be the best version of them. You'll only just be a cheap carbon copy. It's just the way it is. A lot of times we're going through our lives, high school, whatever, and we see a guy who may get all the girls and we say, okay, let me try to pretend to be like him. But you're never going to be that person. You're never going to have the same results because that's who they really are. And you're trying to pretend to be them. A lot of ladies will see somebody and they'll go, okay, I see her getting all the guys. I see the guys all chasing her. So let me start trying to imitate this person. But it doesn't turn out that way. You just end up becoming a cheap carbon copy of that person and you never get what you really want. Unfortunately, when you start trying to be someone else, you don't even know what you want. I've said in another video, and I've said plenty of times to other people, that it's human nature to want to be with somebody who reflects what we feel is the best version of ourselves. But when you're trying to pretend to be someone else, you try to get with somebody who is the best, who reflects the best version of who you're pretending to be. Now, when you get with somebody who's reflecting someone you're pretending to be, you're not going to be happy with that person. And you're going to feel like you're putting in too much work for the relationship. You're going to feel like everything is a chore, everything is a job, and they're going to feel it too. So normally that causes tension. When you sit here and say, okay, I want to be with somebody who wants a woman that cooks all the time and wants a woman that's a domestic, but you're like a career woman and you're just driven and you don't even like to cook. The best version of you hates cooking. And you just you get with this person. Well, every time you go home and have to cook a meal, it's going to be tough on you. And eventually you're going to probably slow down on it, or you're going to start resenting them for asking you to do something you hate doing. And the relationship's not going to work out because the person that you got with doesn't reflect the best version of you. They reflect the best version of who you're pretending to be. And you're not going to be happy with that. You're not going to enjoy those conversations the way you thought you would because they don't reflect the best version of you. They reflect who you're pretending to be, who you thought other people wanted. Until you become the best version of who you really are, you're never going to truly be happy in your life. You're never going to attract people who make you happy. You're never going to be able to make people happy after you attract them. You got to know who you are before you can really know what you want. You have to know who you are and be the most authentic version of who you are before you can be the best version of who you are. You have to do that. A lot of people wonder why they spend most of their time miserable, why most of their friends aren't even people they really connect with, why the relationships they get in are just a chore, and every day they get up in the morning they just feel like it's just too hard to just be anything, to do anything. Well, ask yourself this question: are you really being the most authentic version of you? Or are you trying to be what you think other people want? What you think other people want you to, how you think other people want you to act, how you think other people want you to interpret the world. That's what you got to ask yourself. Because once you become the best version of you and the most authentic version of you, a lot of other things are just going to fall in place. You're going to start attracting the people you want to be around. You're going to start doing a lot of the things that you want to do and accomplishing those things. Because now the burden of pretending to be somebody else is off of you, and you can concentrate on just being happy as you. Hopefully I was able to help you out. Once again, it's your man, Chaz Ellis. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with somebody else. Peace.